Okay, so in this given situation, you're given the retaining wall as shown in the figure. We are given FC prime, 24 megapascals, FY 415 megapascals. We are also given the soil unit weight, concrete unit weight, and then the active pressure coefficient, so 1/3. No, so that is in soil mechanics. This is our KA, kaya yung active Rankine's active coefficient, no? And then you are given the following dimensions. Yung A daw natin ay 6.5 meters. Yung B daw natin ay 6 meters. Um, D is 0.25 meter. E is 0.7. F is 0.8. And then G is 3.5. Ayan. So, yung mga dimensions ng retaining wall. And then the required strength of the wall is 0.7D plus 1.7E, where D is the dead load. So, this is the dead load, no? And E is, actually, hindi siya earthquake, no? Sinabi niya na E is earth pressure coefficient. So, sa current NECP natin, yung earth pressure coefficient na to, no, is actually designated as H sa NSCP 2015. Okay, so H yung ano natin siya. Okay, yung designation. But anyway, don't be confused, no? Pero yung E na yan, sa current NECP is that is your earthquake or seismic load, no? Dun sa load combinations. However, don't be confused kasi dinefine naman dun sa problem na yung E na yun is yung earth pressure, no? And then consider per meter strip of the wall along its length. So this statement means that our B is 1,000 mm. So, ibig sabihin, 1 meter yung strip yung i-analyze natin, which is very typical. Actually, kahit hindi yun sabihin, kapag retaining wall ang pinag-uusapan or dams, no, is automatic na, halos automatic na yun, na ang analysis natin is per meter length. Okay? Now, for number one, calculate the factor of safety against sliding of the retaining wall. Consider coefficient of friction at the base to be 0.57 and neglect passive earth pressure at the toe. So, ngayon, i-define natin how do we calculate the factor of safety against sliding. So, the factor of safety against sliding is defined as the um, actually, naka-define siya by formula mu Ry over Rx. No? So, ano yung ibig sabihin niyan? So, actually, ang ibig sabihin niyan is that itong mu Ry na to representing the limiting frictional resistance or the maximum frictional resistance. Kumbaga, yan yung maximum na pangpigil nung friction dun sa retaining wall. While ito nasa ilalim represents the actual horizontal force or force that um, that pushes the wall or that will cause the wall to slide. So parang yun lang yan, no? Ratio lang nung maximum na frictional force dun sa tumutulak sa kanya. And dapat yung ratio na yan ay greater than 1 para masabing safe. Ibig sabihin, mas malaki yung resistance ng friction kumpara doon sa tumutulak sa retaining wall. So, i-define na natin, ano ba yung Ry? So, yung Ry is just your the resultant vertical force. The reason why this is the resultant vertical force, kasi itong formulang to, nanggaling lang yan sa mu times n. Di ba meron tayong formula for friction na mu times n. Okay? So, mu times n, nanggaling lang dun sa formula natin ng friction. Which is yan yung maximum limiting frictional resistance natin sa statics. Okay? So, anyway, with that said, let's calculate all the forces involved. Bali, unahin ko na siguro yung Ry. So yung Ry is lahat lang ng vertical forces acting on the wall. And basically, ang lahat ng yun ay yung self-weight na to, plus kung ano man yung meron pang nakapatong dyan. In this case, nakapatong din itong soil na to. So merong soil na nakapatong sa kanya. Yung soil ay meron diyang downward force. And then sa kabilang side, wala namang nakapatong. So yun na yun. So bali yung weight lang ng wall plus ito nakapatong na part ng soil. Okay? So hati-hatiin natin para madali no, na mag-compute ng forces. So hatiin natin ito. Isang buo ito nasa ilalim. Tapos isang buo itong nasa ibabaw, rectangular, tapos may triangular. Okay? So meron tayong tatlong area. So 1, 2, 3. Okay? And then meron pa tayo ditong soil. Ayan, so 4. So apat yung ano natin, area natin. So lagyan ko lang ng mga forces. So ito yung tawagin natin na weight 1, weight 2, weight 3, and then weight 4. Okay, so yun yung lahat ng vertical forces. So pwede naman natin ilista lahat dito, yung computation ng mga weight na yan. So recall lang na ang computation ng weight, kung may binigay na unit weight, that is just gamma times the volume. No? Unit weight times the volume. So in this case, yung gamma natin, kapag soil, 18.8. So sa case na to, ang merong soil ito. So tapos the rest is concrete. So concrete, itong weight 1, weight 2, tsaka weight 3. So weight 1 muna tayo. So bali yung weight 1 is yung gamma ng concrete multiplied by this volume. So itong area na to, times yung length doon, which is sinabi nga natin na 1 meter strip. Okay, so we have weight 1 is equal to 24 multiplied by the volumes ng weight 1, which is base times height. Ang base natin is 0.25. Ang height natin ay 6. Ito, 6. Tapos 1 meter strip. Okay, so yan na yung weight 1. Para sa weight 2, ito namang triangular portion na to, di 1/2 base times height, ano? So, bali, itong portion na to, wala kasi yan. Na yung portion na yan is just the length 0.7 minus 0.25. So, 0.7 minus 0.25. And that would give us 0.45. Okay? So we have 24 times, dahil triangular yung area, 1/2 base, 0.45. Tapos yung height natin is 6 times 1 kasi meron pa tayong 1 meters. Okay? And then we have weight. So dito ko nalagay yung weight 3. Yung weight 3 naman is yung area naman na to. Okay, so actually, itong length na to, hindi given, pero masasolve naman natin, that is 0.5. Kasi 6.5 yung total, tas minus 6. Okay? So the area for this region is 3.5 times 0.5. Okay? So we have 24 times 3.5 times 0.5 times 1 meter straight. Okay? And then lastly, W4. So yung W4, take note, soil na yon, kaya ang gagamitin natin na gamma ay 18.8. And then the volume is just the area of this region. So, ang area nito is ang height niya, 6. Ang base niya ito. So, ano to? So, this length can be solved. Di ba? That is just 3.5 minus 0.7 minus 0.8. So, 3.5 minus 0.7 minus 0. I think that's 2. Ayan, 2 meters. And that's 2 meters. Okay? So, we have 18 times 6 times 2 times 1 meter straight. Ayan. So, yun yung mga weights natin. So, kumpitin na natin. So, we have, for the weight 1, so we have 24 times 0.25 times 6. So, that's 30. Lagyan natin sa 8. So, that's 36 kilonewtons. Yung weight 2 is 24 times 1/2 times 0.45 times 6. Tapos lagay natin sa B. 32.4. 32.4. And then yung weight, 3. Okay, 24. Ano ba? Sorry, 3.5. 3.5 times 0.5. So, 42. Lagyan natin sa C. And then yung weight 4. So, that gives us 225.6. Lagyan natin sa T. Okay? So, yan yung mga weights natin. So, we can now compute for Ry. So, basically, Ry is just summation lang ng mga forces sa Y, which is weight 1 plus weight 2 plus weight 3 plus weight 4. Kapag pinag-add natin lahat yon, ayan, so 336. Okay? Next, kunin naman natin yung Rx. So yung Rx naman is yung actual force that pushes the wall. So yung bali yung resultant X coordinate or resultant X component ng force. Kasi syempre yun yung magtutulak di ba? Kapag nasa X yan, tutulak siya niya. So ano ba yung mga forces along X? Well, actually guys, isa lang. Yung ano lang, earth pressure natin. No? Yung lateral earth pressure natin. So yung lateral earth pressure natin, ganito yung itsura nun. Ganyan, no? Okay? Now, if you take the resultant of that, ito yon. Tawagin natin FH, no? Or F ng soil. So, how do you compute that? So, first of all, kailangan nating i-define itong, itong pressure na to, na yung pressure to sa bottom. So, yung pressure na yan is actually, kung babalikan natin from the geotechnical engineering, that is, the lateral pressure is equivalent to the active active pressure coefficient multiplied by the effective vertical pressure. At yung vertical effective pressure dito sa point na to is just gamma nung soil times kung gaano kalalim. No? So, ito ay 6.5. So, meaning, itong pressure na to, no? So, nagawin ko na PA, P bottom, is just KA times gamma times yung depth. Which is, in this case, yung depth natin is yung A. Okay, so gamma ng soil times 8. So, which is equivalent to, or wag ko na lang iyan, no? Wag ko na lang i-compute. So, pakita ko na lang na kapag nakuha na natin ito, so we just calculate the area of this triangle para makuha yung FH. So, yung FH is just 1/2 base times yung depth natin. So, therefore, yung FH natin is 1/2. Ang base natin is yung P sa bottom, which is KA gamma A. So yung A na to kasi yun yung depth ha. Ito yan. Okay? Times height na A din. Tapos times 1 meter strip. Kasi dapat volume yan eh. So meron pang 1 meter strip. So that's why pag sinimplify nyo to, ito yung 1/2 KA gamma A squared. Na kamukha lang yan ng formula na 1/2 KA gamma H squared, na ginagamit ng iba na derived formula para sa lateral earth pressure. So this is only valid if there is no presence of if you only have one soil type and then wala siyang groundwater and then uh, yes, wala siyang groundwater table, or sabihin na natin na yung soil natin ay hindi saturated, na. So that is only valid when the soil is not saturated. So yeah. So anyway, if we would calculate that, that is 1/2, yung KA na binigay, 1/3, tapos yung gamma na binigay, 18.8, tapos yung A na binigay ay 6.5. So that is going to be our FH. And that is 132.38. Lagay natin sa E. Ayan. Okay? And para makuha the Rx, that is just summation of all the forces along X, which happens to be only FH. Wala na namang iba. Kaya 132.38 kilonewtons yung Rx natin. So therefore, this is the actual force pushing the wall. So therefore, the factor of safety against sliding is mu, which is ano yung mu? 0.57 times Ry, 336 over Rx. Okay, and that gives us 0.57 times 336 over 132.38. And that gives us 1.447 or 1.45. Okay, and that will be our answer for number one. Okay, so 1.45. Now, here's a potential question from you. So, sir, merong binigay na required strength. Ba't hindi natin yung ginamit? Or dapat bang gamitin ito? Kasi ang lumalabas dyan, sir, etong W1, W2, W3, lahat yan dead load. Di ba? Tapos itong W4 at saka itong FH dahil yan ay galing sa soil, pwede nating sabihin na yan ay earth pressure, E. So dapat ba gamitin natin yung 0.7D at 1.7E? The answer is no. Hindi po natin gagamitin itong required strength na to dahil hindi naman tayo nag-i-strength analysis. Ang ina-analyze natin dito guys is stability analysis. Okay, stability analysis ito. So, ibig sabihin, tine-check natin kung magiging stable ba yung structure. Ibig sabihin, kung statically, ano ba siya, if naka-static equilibrium ba siya. Okay, so equilibrium yung pinag-uusapan natin. No? So, ginagamit lang po ito kapag nagde-design ka na based on strength. Okay, ano yung dinidesign based on strength? Sa case ng reinforced concrete design, kapag nagde-design na tayo ng dimension nung cross-section, halimbawa, beam yan, yung dimension ng cross-section, o di kaya yung dami ng bakal, o di kaya spacing ng bakal. So, yun yung analysis pagdating sa strength. Pag stability analysis, ibig sabihin global analysis, ina-analyze natin yung buong structure kung siya ba ay matutumba, mag-i-slide, yung mga ganong tipo. No? So, yun ay stability analysis. At hindi applicable itong strength na to, strength combination na to sa stability analysis. Okay? So, anyway, that's our answer for number one. For number two, calculate the maximum design moment MUs. Ito na. Pinapakompute na yung maximum design moment at the stem of the wall. So, pag sinabi nating stem of the wall, ito yon, kung saan konektado yung horizontal part at yung vertical part ng retaining walls. Ito yung stem natin. So, if I may take another figure, para hindi magulo, for number two. Okay, so lagyan ko lang ulit ng dimensions. Yes, okay na siguro yan. So, again, ito yung stem ng wall. Okay? So, ano daw yung design moment dyan? So, pag sinabing design moment, ibig niya sabihin, factored moment. At dahil factored moment na pinag-usapan, ito na yung case na gagamitin na natin yung load combination. Ibig sabihin, this is in preparation na i-design natin itong stem na to. Okay? So, itong stem na to, i-design natin. So, ano ba ang magpo-produce ng moment dyan? Well, definitely guys, hindi naman magpo-produce ng moment dito yung itong mga vertical forces. So magkakos lang dito ng moment is itong horizontal. Okay, itong horizontal force na to. So which is nanggaling sa FH. Tapos yung FH na yun, hindi yung FH kanina. Kasi yung FH kanina or yung soil pressure kanina hanggang dulo. So yung magkakos lang sa kanya ng moment is hanggang dito lang. So bali ito lang yung kukumpitin natin na soil pressure. Hanggang dyan lang. Yan lang kasi magkakos, no? So ibig sabihin yung P dito iba sa P kanina. No, P ng ano to. So tawagin natin na P bottom 2. So yung P bottom 2 sa case na to is Ka gamma ng soil times yung depth. Yung depth natin dito guys, yung bilang. Kasi hanggang dito lang tayo mag-analyze. Kasi yung part na to ng soil pressure, hindi naman siya magkukos ng moment about the stem eh. Kumbaga hindi niya naman babaliin. Yun kasi, ito lang kasi magpapaparang babaliin niya to. Nababaliin niya to with respect dito sa stem. Kaya ito lang yung soil pressure na i-consider natin. Okay? So therefore, ito yung FH natin. FH2. So FH2 lang. Okay? So definitely, FH2 is just P bottom 2 or rather dahil yan ay triangular. So area ng triangle, o di 1/2 P bottom 2 times height, which is yung middle, times 1 meter straight. So lumalabas, this is 1/2. Kagaya lang kanina, Ka gamma B squared. May ganyan. Okay? However, dahil nga ipa-factor natin yan, this will be converted into FH to U. Kumbaga, factored. So dahil ito ay earth pressure, ang factor natin dyan, 1.7 yung factor natin. So 1.7. So we will have 1.7 of 1/2 Ka gamma B squared. Okay? And we can compute that right now. So FH2 na factored ay equal sa, so kumuli ko na, no? 1.7 times 1/2 Ka, 1/3, gamma, 18.8, tapos yung B natin, 6 squared. So that will give me 191.7. So factored na to. Okay? Na force acting dun sa vertical portion nung member. I mean, nung retaining wall. And then, ang tinatanong sa atin is yung moment, di ba? Design moment. So, ang design moment at the MU is just FH2, FH2U factor times yung moment arm. At yung moment arm natin, ito lang, kung ano man yan. And that is what? Centroid to, di ba? So, kung centroid ng triangle, that is just 1/3 ng B. Okay? So, 1/3 ng B. And that gives us 191.7 times 1/3 ng B, which is 6. So that gives us 383.52 kilonewton meter. Okay, and that will be our design moment. Okay. Lastly, calculate the spacing of the 20 bars required at the stem of the wall. Use 85 millimeter cover to the centroid of the stem of stem reinforcements. So bali pinapa-design na yung wall, no? So ano daw yung spacing ng 20 millimeter bars. So bali lalagyan natin ito ng bakal para maglalagay tayo ng ganitong bakal. So dahil ang bending niyan pag ganito, ganyan yung bending niya. So negative bending siya. No, negative. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung tension side, ito yung tension side, ito yung compression side. So, sa tension side, dito tayo maglalagay ng bakal. Ngayon. No? Potentially, pag ganyan yung bakal natin. So, ang tinatanong, ano yung spacing niyan? So, ngayon, para ma-analyze natin kung anong spacing niyan, i-project lang natin yung bottom ng stem. Ito ko na rin yung bottom ng stem. So, basically, i-design lang natin yung cross-section nun. Yan, i-design lang natin yung cross-section nun, considering 1 meter width. Okay? Tapos, ito, base sa given is, ano nga itong E? So, di ba ito ay 0.7 kanina? So, therefore, this is 700 millimeters. So, bali yung bakal natin, ito ang lalagay. Okay? So, bali tinutukoy niya na spacing, ito yon. Ayan. Okay? Tapos, syempre, ito yung effective depth. Kaya sinabi niya naman na ito daw 85. So therefore, this is 700 minus 85. That gives us 615 millimeters. Okay? So, by design natin yan based sa bending moment na to. MU na 383.52. Okay, so para ma-compute yan, di-design tayo. So, balikan natin yung design natin sa RCD. So, bali, di ba, ito yung magiging depth of compression block. So, kailangan natin i-solve yung depth of compression block. Tapos, ito yung mga tension bars. Yan, may tension dito. Tapos, may compression dito. Okay, so, una natin gagawin, MU is equal to PMN. Ano lang, pwede na siguro dito. MU is equal to PMN. So, MU is 383.52 million. Hindi ata cash. Dito na sa baba. So, 300. So, 383.52 million para maging Newton millimeter equals P, which is 0.9. Tapos, ang gagamitin natin is yung C, 0.85 FC prime na. So, times 0.85 FC prime A, tapos yung B. Di ba? Tapos, yung moment arm is D minus A over 2. So, ganyan. So, lagay ko lang yung value. So, 0.9. FC prime is 24. A, tapos yung B natin, 1,000. Effective depth, 615 minus A over 2. Ayan. Okay? And then we just solve for A, depth of compression lang. Kagaya ng ginagawa natin sa beams. So, I'll just do, mode 5-2. Okay, so again, lagi itong 0.5, lagi itong negative na effective depth, tapos ito laging yung moment, 383.52 million divided by 0.9, 0.85, FC prime, 1,000, or yung B. So this is going to be our A, no? 34.96. Tama. Double check ka lang to. Negative 700 to, no? Minus 85. Tama. Tapos ito, 383.52 million times 0.9, 0.85. FC prime is 24. Tapos AB. Okay, so 34.959 millimeters. Okay? So, after this, no, C equals T na. So, actually, check dapat natin dito kung ano to eh, doubly. Di ba? Check mo dapat kung doubly. So, ang i-check mo dyan is kung ano siya. If this is greater than Amax kung current NECP yung gamit natin. Na? So, anyway, we don't need that kasi ano naman to eh, kapag retaining walls, we seldom use doubly reinforced system. Anyway, after this, we go to C equals T. So, we have 0.85 FC prime AB equals AS FY. Kasi nagde-design tayo, automatic na dapat mag-yield yung bakal. So, from here, we should be able to solve for AS. AB. So, yung B natin is 1,000. Plus AS, yung FY na binigay ay 415. So, therefore, our AS required per meter is 0.85 FC prime A B over 415. And that's 1767.62 millimeter square. Okay? Now, to define if this is really the correct area of the reinforcing bars, or if that is beyond the minimum, we have to check the minimum, ha? Okay, so we have to check the minimum. So, ang minimum na naka-designate sa lumang code, no? So, AS or um, minimum steel ratio sa lumang code kapag ka retaining walls is 1.4 over Fy. Yan yung minimum steel ratio. So this is telling us that the minimum area is raw minimum times BD. Diba? Which is ano lang, 1.4 over Fy times BD. Okay? So that is from the old code. Sa current code, meron naka-specify for slabs. Kaya lang, sa case natin, yung slab natin kasi dito is non-prismatic. Actually, yung retaining wall, pwede mo siya isipin na parang slab, na one-way slab. However, ano nga siya eh, non-prismatic. Ibig sabihin, ano siya, naka-tapered. Hindi siya kagaya ng typical na slab natin. So, kapag ganon, typical na slab, sabi sa NCP, yung minimum area daw ay equal sa 0.002 area gross. Okay, for Fy less than or equal to 420 megapascals. Okay? Kaya sa case na to, we will adapt this kasi ang context ng problem na to is from the old code. At saka pangalawang dahilan ay yung slab kasi na to or etong member na to is non-prismatic, na? So anyway, ang Fy na binigay is 415 tapos yung B natin meron naman, no? 1,000. Tapos yung B natin is yung 615. So check lang natin what would be the minimum area required. So 1.4 over Fy B, that's 1,000. B, that's 615. And that's gonna give us, okay, so 2,074.7. Okay, and dahil ito, mas mababa dun sa minimum prescribed by the code, so ang gagamitin natin is yung minimum. Okay? Set aside lang natin to. So we have, since our AS is less than AS minimum, then we will use AS equals yung minimum na 2,074.7. Okay? And with that, we can define the spacing. So, di ba ang spacing is area, I mean dahil ang width natin is 1 meter width, so 1,000 divided by the number of bars. Yung number of bars can be defined by area total divided by area of single bar. Okay? Kaya lumalabas dyan parang 1,000 area ng bar over area ng total area. Okay? So that will give us 1,000 times area ng bar, pi over 4. Ang gagamitin daw 20 mm, so 20 squared over total area. That is 2,074.7. And that gives us approximately 151.42 millimeters. Okay, so therefore we can use, okay, hindi pwedeng round up ha, kailangan round down. We can use 150 mm. Okay? And that will be our answer for number 3. So if you are wondering, no, so sir, paano ang ginamit natin is itong 0.002 area gross. Kung yan yung ginamit natin na minimum, that's 0.002. Ang area gross natin is, total area is, ano eh, ito, 700 times 1,000. So 700 times 1,000. So that's gonna give us only 1/4. So actually, kapag yan, ang ginamit natin, pasado na to. At kapag pasado na yan, tingnan na natin yung maging value, no? Kapag pasado na yan, so ang mag-iiba, ay ang gagamitin natin na AS is yung na-compute natin. Okay, ang lalabas dito, 177. Actually, masyadong malaki compared dun sa mga choices natin. No, kaya potentially hindi well, we can argue na o di 165 yung sagot. Kaya lang like I said earlier, yung context kasi ng problem na to is yung old code, lumang code. Okay? So, NSC 2001. And then pangalawa, I believe this is only applicable, just correct me later if I'm wrong, this is only applicable for slab na prismatic. Okay? Ibig sabihin ng prismatic is yung cross-section niya constant. Ganyan. Okay, ito kasi non-prismatic. Okay? Anyway, that's how we solve this particular problem.